Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red.
Emotional labor and mental load are just dumb phrases that people came up with so that women can make basic adulthood seem like oppression. They like to believe that ordinary responsibilities are some sort of evidence of systemic injustice, but it only really applies when the woman is the one doing them. And they just negate the fact that there are mundane aspects to being an adult. And not every household chore is some sort of burden inflicted by the patriarchy. Feminism has just encouraged women to view responsibility through a lens of victimhood. And instead of acting like a grown-up and just telling their husband or boyfriend or whatever that they need more help, they've turned loading the dishwasher into some bizarre case study on oppression. One of my favorites is when they say, well, if I ask my husband to do it, he'll just do it wrong. He doesn't do it the way that I like, so I just have to do it. Sounds like a you burden. You sound like you nag. If you ask your husband to go to the grocery store and he comes back with the wrong brand of pickles or he didn't get organic grapes this time, you use that as some sort of weaponized incompetence instead of acknowledging that he's at least trying to help. And maybe next time you guys go together and you show him which ones you like and then, act like a grown-up. Just act like a grown-up. The best...
I have a whole damn donut shop. I still buy the wrong things occasionally. I bought the wrong pickles the other day because, I was like, crap. I know what pickles they are, but they didn't have the brand that we usually carry. So I had to go buy a different brand. And I was like, man, this brand sucks compared to that. And it's just like, there's those things that come up. It's like, oh shit, I know what brand she likes, but they're out. And I know she's going to get mad if I don't bring pickles home. So just grab whatever pickles I can get. And then I'm going to get in trouble anyways.
The best way to drive a man out of your life is to be nagging and berating towards him. Oh God, those are the worst kinds of women. And also, if you really think about it, if every single attempt he makes at being helpful gets met with criticism, then why would he keep volunteering to help? Now, if you are with a guy and you're the one paying the bills, and you're the one dealing with all the finances, and you're dealing with the car, and you're dealing with the house, and you're also working full-time, and you're taking care of the kids, kind of sounds like you married a loser. Okay? So that, again, sounds like a you burden. But not every single little inconvenience is oppression. You guys really need to grow up. You need to take accountability. You need to take responsibility. And there are so many aspects of adult life that are boring. All of us go to work and all of us are tired and don't want to go to the grocery store. And sometimes your man is going to buy the wrong kind of pickles and it is not that deep. Okay? So just chill.
You know what? There's some people that are just insufferable. And then I think that there's some people that actually look to this as a part of their personality, so that they can actually make content. So let me just start off by saying that every woman that jumps on the internet and jumps on a man-hating train to try to make it seem like they oppressed or you should never talk to a man is not really feeling that way. And that's why you're seeing some of these women that was saying, yo, you should never get married or whatever, and so on and so forth. And then they wind up announcing that they was engaged and that they was getting married. But the one that they were marrying were special. And he was different from all of the rest of the guys. And then all of the women got appalled because a lot of them had actually left their relationships because they was looking at what somebody was saying on the internet that didn't even really believe what they believed. But again, it became a part of their persona. So the first thing that
this is why people hate hypocrites, right?
Y'all have to understand is that not every woman is oppressed and not every woman is truly going through the thing that they selling y'all, but they're actually just using it for content, likes, views, to get their visibility up and then to build a brand. All right. So that's number one. The second thing that you have to understand is that there's a lot of women that are truly, and when I say truly, I mean truly insufferable. It doesn't matter if they're with somebody. It doesn't matter if they're not with somebody. If they were with somebody, it doesn't even matter how good the man is. He could be solidly a great man. Doesn't mean that he's rich, because come on, everybody is not going to be rich. This whole guys have to be basically Clark Kent and Superman at the same time. And
No. What do I say, Anton? They don't want Clark Kent Superman. They want Bruce Wayne Superman. They want the richest playboy billionaire and the strongest man in the world.
And be super rich and be able to lay it down inside of the bed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's completely unrealistic. Real human beings and real adults go through things. They have life circumstances. People die in a family. They have life events. They get depressed, whatever, so on and so forth. And then you have ups and you have downs, and nobody is up 100% of the time, and nobody is down 100% of the time. And everybody evolves based off of whatever it is that they overcome. And that's life, right? Life is just a series of ups and downs and how you handle them. My father likes to summarize it and said, life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. It rains on the just and the unjust, and things happen. But for whatever reason, a woman's identity that is insufferable is completely attached to a man, or whether or not she absolutely hate men, developed from something that was told to her in college and planted into her as a seed that then grew into a beanstalk, and it just completely ruined her mind. So
Fee fi fo fum all over the damn place.
if she's with a guy, then she's gonna make his life hell. If she's not with a man, then she's gonna complain about what it's like being with a man, but she's never gonna actually do anything to take responsibility. And another thing you're never gonna hear her say is, "It was my fault." Hey, why did you get? What happened in y'all last relationship? Who broke up with who? I broke up with him. Well, what was wrong with him? He was unemotionally intelligent. He just wasn't there. I recently did a video on the craziest woman that I've seen in a long time, and she could never truly pinpoint or say exactly what was wrong with the guy that she was with. But the only thing that she could say is that she wasn't with him anymore. And so she wanted to then be his best friend and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, are you ever really happy? There are
Never.
women in this world that are just never happy, ever. They don't do anything. They're not productive citizens. They don't add value into life, but they are never truly happy. And you know what's so funny about that? It's almost like the lazier that we've gotten as a society and the more civilized and easier it's becoming the world, the less happy that women have become. The more we have dishwashers instead of when we
Yeah, because women had purpose. The family, the household, a lot of work was necessary to get all that purpose in. Now you can kind of push buttons and sit on your ass. So women are kind of bored.
ain't even got to talk about like women actually physically doing things like washing clothes. We have all-in-one washers and dryers, and it'll even take out
Shit,
the
you don't even have to take it out, right? You just boop, like an hour and a half later, everything's done and dry.
wrinkles before you even pull it out of the dryer. Whereas women back in the day had to actually physically wash the clothes, pin it up, hope that the weather is good, and then you had to go to school, you know, as a kid with basically the same clothes, the same jeans, the same shirts every single day. Now, you know, is everybody got
Hell, I still go out everywhere with the same shirt, the same jeans everywhere.
to go yard bag.
It didn't
Everybody
change for me.
is somehow wearing a Birkin and Chanel, even though most of that stuff is fake. And people only want to work.
Hell, I don't mind getting a fake Birkin or a fake like Louis Vuitton or something. If it gives me the same status as those things for like a fraction of the price, say what, a Louis Vuitton bag like $5,000, I'm willing to pay $300. If I can get a $5,000 bag for $300, sure, I'll take it.
16 hours a week. Otherwise, they're going to say that it's slavery. It's slavery for you to work any more than 16 hours a week. And it's like, what? What are we talking about here? What are we having a conversation about here? You know what I'm saying? So
With men out there doing 60-hour weeks, 16-hour weeks is slavery.
you hear this and you see what's going on in culture and in society and in these relationships. And I'm like, and it ain't even just online, right? Because I'm out and about. I'm the night crawler out here in these streets. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm making a whole series about it. And you talk to these women, honestly, you talk to them on a daily basis, and they actually have multiple different men, multiple different boyfriends. They don't mind telling you all of their business.
They don't.
And more importantly, they going. And
I mean, tell the truth, I'm out there a little bit myself, and yes, I talk to quite a bit of these women that are out in the streets, and they're not regular women. Right? They are regular women, they're just out in the streets. Yeah, they do operate the same way that we see a lot of women on the internet telling themselves.
From all what you can tell, the guys that they're with, guys, plural, are halfway decent guys. It's just a bunch of them. And they're not necessarily trying to settle down with any one of them, but it then translates into them ultimately never being happy with just the person. It's too many options. It's too many people. Everybody dating everybody. Everybody busting everybody down. There is no limit, and that's just the way that it is, right? So when I see women that complain about their husbands, you talking about a guy that goes to work and sometimes multiple different jobs, kills himself a little bit every day, and he's never going to be able to get it 100% right in her mind. If he goes to work and he tries to make sure that he pays every single bill and give her the life that she wants, then he's never there, and he's not whatever. Now, if he only works 40 to 45 hours a week and he's up under you, then you know what? If you're too present, you're too up under me. I wish it was a guy that went out and made more money. And it's like
It's just not enough.
everything isn't his fault. When are you going to do something for yourself? When are you going to add value into society? This woman is absolutely right. It's like some of these chicks, you see them online and they complaining about the fact that he got the wrong strawberries. And it's like, it's exhausting. I'm exhausted for him, and I'm not even in a relationship. It's exhausting to hear women complain about the guy that they with.
It really is. I feel sorry for some of these guys that get berated on the internet somewhat, but they also chose these women.
And I'm not
And stay
even,
with them.
you know what I'm saying, in that situation with them. And I pray for relationships at this point. Honest to God, I pray for
Me and you both, Anton. Me and you both.
relationships. I pray for society. I pray for what people are going through on a daily basis, because I do not understand why all of y'all seem to be completely unhappy 100% of the time. And it's like you are a miserable being walking around. Maybe you need to reconnect with God. I don't know what it is, but I pray for y'all relationships.
Yeah, women have been coddled so much now that just living as an adult is oppression to them, right? The life that they fought for to be an adult, to be able to make their own money, pay their own bills, live on their own, became their own oppression. Shocker. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.